I bought Jackie Ding's old S2000 to turn into a nice street car, but things went off the rails immediately, and now I have a fully forged K20 engine with ITBs built to rev to 10,000 RPM. But it's still going to be a street car. With the help of Andy Smedegaard, the support of Valvoline and their lineup of lubricants and fluids, and the immense pressure of trying to entertain the internet, we're going to make the Valvoline S10K a reality. And that long process starts right now.
Okay, here goes nothing. So we're gonna just tidy some stuff back up. I still don't have the wideband fully wired in, so I wanna get that wired in, get the ECU kind of mounted under there. But yeah, she runs.
Uncracking the throttle.
Yeah, we just gotta play with that enrichment stuff a bit. That's kind of what I'm doing now, just to make sure everything's good. The next step is to really get this thing on the dyno, and we'll do a little engine break-in, kind of start doing some, lower load fuel mapping, and maybe then switch to E85 and see what it can really make. So yeah, the VTEC crossover on some engines will make a pretty loud transition noise. This one's gonna be loud. It's not making power above 8. It's climbing and it hits 8, and as soon as we hit 8, it just starts falling off. So it's almost like something's not flowing just right. I think we're gonna keep same fuel in the car, just some low-grade pump gas. We'll put a different header on. We're gonna put a stock S2 header on and see what happens. I think after that, the only other trick we have is the 85.
This is part of what happens when you have a new combination. You gotta test stuff. So right now I'm taking off the PLM header that you brought us that was already modified for the K, and we're going to put on an S2000 stock header that we modified to fit on the K series.
All right, so we're gonna try a different header. You can see a few differences with this header versus this header. This is a factory S2000 header that we've sliced off the F-Series flange and just welded a K-Series on it. I believe the OEM did their research when they made this header. So I kind of trust what OEM had set up. So we're gonna try this header. This one, the one thing I've noticed is it's got the pairing set up wrong. So this one actually pairs this runner with this runner, which is 2 and 4, and then it pairs 1 and 3 together. But the OEM pairs them a little differently. It pairs 1 and 4 together and 2 and 3 together first. So that might change things a little bit. We're gonna toss it on and we'll see. All right, we have the header changed back to the stock S2 header, and let's see how it does. it lost some of that weird dip, but it's just still just not making the power we want. So I don't know, that maybe tells me there's just some sort of incompatibility of flow here. I think at this point, I think we kind of know that header is better. Maybe we swap E85 and see what we can do, and then I think we're gonna eventually wanna just swap headers back. But yeah, I think it's just more of trial and error, trying to find the right combo to make these ITBs work. We're at 66% ethanol. Maybe not ideal. We'd like to be closer to 85, but it's all we can do. Converted the 85, retuned with this header. We made a little more power, so now we're gonna go back to this other header that was making better power before. So hopefully we can even get a little bit more. A 9,500 is where we're at. I mean, we can probably go to 10. It's not making power after that. Your peak power is still in the 8,000 RPM range. It's one thing taking a motor to 10,000 RPM, it's another thing actually making power at 10,000 RPM. That was 9,700 RPM. You want me to go to 10? Just to get to 10? I saw 10.
All right, so we can officially check that off our list.
10,000. Got it. $214 horse, 156 torque. I don't think we're done yet. I think we've got more work to do. This may sound like cheating, but like asking around other people, like what they had to do to make power, you know? We're not necessarily having to reinvent the wheel. There's people that have done this setup before, so ask them.
Ben, how excited are you?
I'm more nervous than anything, but...
Is this your first time running a car in a dyno?
This is my first time like driving an S2000.
Oh, it'll be fine.
But yeah, this is my first time on a dyno.
After spending most of the day on the dyno, testing various exhaust configurations and messing with timing and fueling, Andy called it quits. The S10K had managed 214 horsepower and 156 wheel torque at 7,900 RPM, and while it was technically able to hit our RPM goal, with the current setup we have, there's no reason to rev that high yet. The positive takeaway is that Valvoline's VR1 was able to protect the brand new engine while it spun multiple times to a dizzying 10,000 RPM with no issues to report. Cooling, shifting, and diff health were all preserved, and after an oil change and a few exterior body panels, the car will be ready for street driving. And although it was admittedly a somewhat underwhelming horsepower number, only a bit more than what a stock K20 with bolt-ons might make in the same car, the horsepower wasn't really a big concern for me.
When we were building this motor, like Ron said, I think in the video we shot with him, he was thinking like maybe 250 horse or something like that. When you spend this much money on an engine and you're only expecting 250 horse, like if you're not expecting something like 400, 500,
Yeah.
15 versus 250, it was never about the horsepower.
Right.
Like it doesn't really make a difference to me. It's still not like a fast car.
Yeah.
It's just got ITBs and it
Yeah.
revs to 10,000 and
It
sounds
makes cool
good.
sounds.
Yeah. So what would you recommend? Like as far as like coming back to this, obviously we want better fuel. I can bring fuel.
Yep.
We want better weather. I can bring weather.
Perfect. If you could bring that soon.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
yeah.
Things I would like to play with would be maybe a different header, maybe an adjustable exhaust cam gear. I don't know, but I think having some more adjustability is going to give us another thing to play with and hopefully find more power.
How much of like, do you think it's possible that like the motor is just super fresh and like as it loosens up, it might?
It could. I've heard before fresh engines, they take a little bit of miles to seal up and fully wear in. So yeah, that could definitely maybe make a difference. This is still the break-in oil. The point of break-in oil is it's not super slippery. It has a little bit of friction to it to help the motor break in. So that's possible too. Just changing it out for some good synthetic oil or something might give us some more power.
And Andy, this is my first Honda.
Yeah, you're gonna love it.
Just driving on the Dyno, I think I'm already in love.
Perfect.
All right, well, thank you, Andy.
Cool.
Appreciate you so much.
Yep.
You guys are unbelievable. Like, I don't think anybody else could do what you guys did in the last 4.5 days.
We
Pretty
tried.
impressive. Thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned. Obviously, there's a lot more to do. So.
Smash that subscribe button.
Oh God.
Like.
Oh no. You are a YouTuber now. Oh, Andy has a YouTube channel.
I've got a YouTube channel. We've been trying to make content, not always out on a regular basis, but we'll get better. I'm learning from these guys.
Our whole YouTube channel is based off of coming here and filming Andy. He's just our content provider.
Yeah.
So just cut out the middleman, forget about us, unsubscribe to Years and Gasoline, and go subscribe to ASM Motorsports. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you later.
So in 4.5 days, Andy and Dakota managed to bring my car to life, problem solving the whole time to meet the special demands I had for the build. And obviously, the car still has a long way to go before I'm satisfied with it. But loading it onto the trailer for the drive home, I'm just happy to see that it's running. And before you ask, yes, we covered the ITBs.